Here is an AirTemp casement air the conditioner. This is the air conditioner CIV08S2AC. It has 28 ounces of R22 and it's rated for 76,000 BTU. This is a very interesting machine. I've never opened a casement unit before, so the design was very intriguing to me. The compressor is mounted up at the top here out of the water, although the rust is still coming in from the sweat from the suction line. There's the original capacitor. There's the drain hole that I drilled, which will preserve the unit into the future. 4 rows thick on both sides. It's got some rust at the bottom, but not too much. I think this is probably a low hours unit. It kind of looks like the water just sat in here and was full all the time. Really no rust to speak of on the evaporator side. I guess this is just discoloring from sitting up against the insulation. I don't think that's a cause for concern, but I don't particularly like it either. Fan motor is an A.O. Smith motor, and it's kind of weird to have something with open vents next to water sloshing around, but that's the way it is. It does have that stupid slinger thing on the fan, which of course is now covered in rust because of that. I would have liked to have oiled the fan motor because this is going to see a good number of hours, but it still seems pretty free. Oiling this motor would require complete removal of it, and I'm just not familiar with how these are assembled. I could certainly get it out, but it was pretty clean and I just don't want to disturb it. Sometimes things are better just left alone. And the coil, you can see right through the coil, it's perfectly clean. Well, you can't see it now because there's no light source behind it, but you can. If there's a light source, you kind of see it there. There's just no reason to take it apart. I didn't even throw coil cleaner on the evaporator. There just was no reason to. So I'm gonna give this a test run today. I want to start it up with the cover off, and then I'll put the cover on and the front thing on so you can see what it's supposed to look like. It's a General Electric compressor, which is kind of unusual for a Fetters built product. Where's the GE logo? I saw it on here before. There it is. It's the compressor LRA32-C313 TPS or TP91. Oh gosh, this is long. Oh, forget it. It goes all the way around. Whatever. It's a Canadian model, made in Canada. There's the blower. No mold in there, just a little bit of dust. Again, I didn't think it was worth taking it apart over. So I'll put you on a tripod here and we'll get this thing started up. Grab the kilowatts here. So I don't know what setting that's on because I don't have the panel on the front, so I can't see the numbers or the settings. That was high something or other. Nope, that was only medium. I guess that's high. The amount of air this is pushing out of here is astronomical. I don't know how this isn't more like a 10 or a 12. That's medium, and that's low. It does get quieter once the case is put on. So let's see. This has got to be in the cool setting now. they're already getting cold. Once it gets up to pressure, it actually quiets down pretty nicely. The amount of air this puts out is just unbelievable. That's what it looks like with the cover on. Yeah, it sounds pretty nice now. It's got English and French. So it definitely was for Canada. I like the icons on there, it's pretty cool. Alright, well, we're going to let this run for a while. We'll come back after it's been on. It's already freezing cold, but I want to give it a good long test before I start building frames and stuff to get it in the window. Some pretty good moisture. Oddly, it moves more air at the top, but it's 100% clean. You put a light through there, there's no dust. You can see clean through. It's got decent airflow though, and by the time this exits, it's pretty much ambient temperature. This is definitely working properly. Get one more temperature check. It's gone down to about 71 degrees now. And it's putting out 50, 49. So it's a perfectly good delta. And it feels as cold as I would expect it to. Case is starting to condensate, which is kind of a problem, because that may end up dripping, but this is kind of an unusual use case because it's running in a much more humid environment than it ever would. I don't know if this being closed like that would make much of a difference. The insulation is there. I was able to preserve it when I took the case off, so it's the way it should be. And speaking of the case, let's take the case back off so we can see it in operation, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the video. See, all the insulation is still there. That was not good at all. This is the new camera too. That's one of the reasons why I don't want to spend $1 million on a camera, because doing these kind of videos sometimes that happens. So this is working properly. We got cold suction coming back. Scalding hot compressor, which is normal for these rotaries. You see how the water's splashing around in there? Right next to an open motor. I don't know. That's not the motor I would have chosen. So it's working good. Coil is sweating all the way through. Drain hole is draining. The condenser is condensing. The compressor is compressing. And it's all working properly. It's nice and cold. This is a really good machine. I think this will dehumidify the living room very nicely during the nighttime when we don't need the whole carrier running. It's becoming very humid out. Alright, so this is good to go. I'll get this put back together, and then we're going to have to design a frame and get it mounted in the living room.